Hi, it's me, Lisa Marie. Welcome to week 4 of regaining control of Regain. How you doing so far? Have you gotten into the habit of writing down everything that you put in your mouth? How's that going? Are you starting to kind of pay attention to some of the things that you're doing? Well, this week, if you haven't been, you're going to. This week is about movement and line of sight. So movement, if you haven't been moving at all, very much, or if you do the same physical activity all the time, like every day you're a postman and you walk, whatever, every day the same, your body is used to that movement. Hey, Lisa. Your body's used to that amount of movement. Sorry, but that means you have to move even more, right? Bummer, especially if you have a very physical job. So this week, we are actually going to track something of all of the foods that you're eating. Personally, I track the protein because that's easier and it's less intimidating. If you're tracking your protein, I'm not sure if I have it in the file or not, but I have a sheet that tells, for males and females, how tall you are, what's the minimum amount of protein you need for your body. Or heck, if you went to calculator.net last week, it will give you an amount of proteins you need too. Hey, Laura. Minimum, everybody, minimum protein should be 65 grams of protein, minimum. And a lot of people, that's not enough. You really can't have too much protein unless you have some type of a kidney issue. Then you might, and you would have to consult your physician about that. I try to shoot for 98. I try to shoot for 98 to 125 for me, because that's what works for me. Do I make it all the time? No. And especially looking back at this last week of what I've been tracking, of what I've been eating, there's not a whole lot of protein there. So you're not alone. I'm in the same boat. But this week you're going to track something. Either it's the proteins, the sugars. Sugars, we really aren't supposed to have very much sugar. Plus, sugar is just bad anyway. If you can keep it to single digits or below per fueling, if you have to have some type of sugars in stuff that's already made, single digit per serving. So try to stay 9 or below. Sometimes if it's 10, or have half a serving so that you're not having all of that sugar. And again, I track the protein because that's easier for me. The other thing I want you to do is you're going to go into your kitchen or your workspace, living room, wherever you frequent the most. And I want you to take a mental view, audible view, journal view, whatever. I want you to take a view of anything that is in your line of sight, food-wise. Yes, food-wise. So there's bag of chips on the counter, the bowl of apples on the table, the cupboards with nothing, whatever it is. Maybe it's in the living room. Maybe there's a candy dish on the coffee table. Whatever it is, wherever you are, every day, each day, take a line of sight and look around and see what you see. We used to put all of our snacks and chips and things like that for the kids on top of the refrigerator. Hello, it's still visible. It's in my line of sight. Guess what? It hollers my name. Even for things I don't like. I do not like Doritos. But they had them and they were on there. Guess what? I had a couple because they were in my line of sight. So this week, you're going to be tracking some type of something of all of those foods that you're putting in your mouth. Protein, sugar, maybe you want to track your carbs, maybe you want to track your fiber. Whatever it is that you feel you can be successful at, that's what you're going to track. I don't want it to be hard. I don't want you to be giving up. And if you miss one, just start up again the next one, okay? And then I want you to check out your line of sight and what that is. Then you need to find a place for those things so they are not in your line of sight. If they're causing you issues, if they holler your name, they need to be out of your line of sight, okay? Might be a little challenging. I apologize, but I don't because it's what we need. We're visual people. It's what we need. So then the other thing is about movement. And really, you just need to sit less and move more. A little bit. And to me, what I was doing and practicing before doing this with you is the very first 5 minutes after I get out of bed, I usually have to go to the restroom, and I either do it beside my bed or in the restroom, or if I've gone straight to the kitchen to turn on the coffee pot for my husband and the tea kettle for me, do 5 minutes of movement, some kind. If you haven't been moving in a while, sit in a chair, do leg lifts, do arm stretches, arm pumps, squats, whatever it is. Go up and down on your toes so that you're stretching. Okay, sorry about that. My phone said I needed to move it into a different location. So whatever it is, and truly, honestly, I've done something that may sound weird, but it's doable. Laying in bed, because it's soft and comfortable, not out of the covers yet when it's cold, suck your stomach in like you're going to try and touch it to the back of the bed. You're laying flat, you suck it in, push it in, hold it, like sucking it in, hold it for a count of 5, let go for a count of 5 or 10. Just do that several times, at least 5 times. I like the number 4, but 5 is easier. Do that a few times. Maybe in your bed, do some leg lifts or scissors or your knees like this. You're laying in bed, you can lift your arms and bring them back down. Lift your arms and put them down. There's a lot of different things we can do for movement. And the great thing about it is it's starting to get your blood pumping, your heart rate going, your organs waking up, and it's good for you to start that. It's just good for you to start that. You're not overdoing it. 5 minutes, you're not overdoing it. You're just doing that. So remember we said that we're normal now. We're at least 1.5 years out from surgery, and we have regain for whatever reason. And now in order to lose that regain, we are in the normal category. Okay, let's try this angle. We're now in a normal category with an unnormal tool. And the average healthy losing weight is 1 to 2 pounds a week. So this week, remember your calendar way back there, and we're looking at our why and what have you. Say you want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, that's going to take you 20 weeks. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. That's 5 months. It may sound unfair, and it may sound not what you want right away, because, you know, we're instant, we want it now. But 1 pound is equal to 3,500 calories for 1 pound. So that means you need to shave off 3,500 calories off your week. Divide that by 7, it equals 500. It's impossible to take it away from our food. we're already on a limited caloric intake of anywhere from 800 to 12 or 1300 calories. So we can't take away an additional 500 from there, but we can cut it in half or in thirds or quarters, whatever, and only do 250 different in our fuelings and 250 in activities. And remember that calculator.net, they have a place for activities, and you can put in what type of walking you're doing and for how long. It'll tell you how much you burn. Let me get my notes. So we can't do it all from our food. But in the morning, if we just start moving for 5 minutes, it's going to make a difference. It's going to make a difference in everything you do. And then I'm going to add one more thing to our little book that we're keeping our food journal in. At the end of the week, you're going to do something called reflection, but it's broken into 3 parts: highlight, challenge, reflect. Highlight from the whole week, stuff that went well, stuff that deserves a pat on the back, stuff like non-scale victories, NSVs, anything that you can do as a highlight from that week, okay? Self-care, whatever it is, that is a highlight. The second thing, challenge. Was there something from the week that was a little challenging? Maybe it didn't quite go as you thought it would go, or your brain just decided to have a will of its own in the middle of something. Whatever it is, write down that challenge. Remember, get it out of your head, audibly say it, write it down, get it out of your head. And then the third thing is the reflection. And in this reflection time, this is where you can kind of look back at those things and decide, you know, I want to keep doing this. You know, I need to change this. This isn't going to work for me. Or maybe it's the time of day. So you're going to reflect on the things that you've done, the things that you're wanting to do, and somehow give yourself grace and give yourself a little roadmap, just in a reflection of reflecting back on what you've done. And that is going to allow you to actually make the steps to get where you're wanting to go in your healthy lifestyle. Not too hard, but it is the next hard step in this journey of just remembering movement, line of sight. Okay, so this week you're going to track something: proteins, fats, carbs, sugars, whatever it is, whatever you feel comfortable tracking. Just track one thing this week. We can add on it and stack on it later, but for this week, just one thing, okay? And you're still tracking everything you're putting in your pie hole. And secondly, you're gonna sit more and sit less and move more. First 5 minutes of the day, move around, do something, 5 minutes. Start easy, especially if you haven't been doing anything already, start easy. If you're already doing something physical, add resistance to it, add water bottles, add weights, add something to it. And then lastly, in your journaling, whether it's in an audio app on your phone, the notes app in your phone, most food tracking apps have a note section as well. You can do it there, do it in your journal. However it is, you're going to do the 3 things: highlight, challenge, reflect. I couldn't think of an acronym for HCR, so I don't know. But think on those things, highlight something that went well or that you can get a pat on the back. Well, I must have an automatic thing in my phone telling me I've been yakking too much. And then the last thing is the reflection. Reflecting on those things that went well or didn't go well, what you want to keep doing, what you don't want to keep doing, what you might want to change or alter. And there you have it. We are on week 4. Can you believe it? It's not that long. It's been hard. You know, it's simple, but it's not been easy. And I get it because I'm doing it too. And yeah, we can do this. You can do this. All right. Have a great rest of your day. Have an awesome week. And I will try to see you in between, but if not, I will see you next Tuesday. Okay? Bye.